Okay. Very important video. I actually have a couple. I was recently cleaning out my car and I found some old notes of some videos I was supposed to do, and I kind of forgot about them. But I found them and I'm like, damn, I could have did these videos a long time ago. But this one is going to be about the whole single mother thing. Now, a lot of women say they're not looking for a father for their children as a way to say that, hey, don't view me as undateable, okay? I'm not asking you to come in and play dad. And I would say, yes, directly, you're not, okay? But indirectly, you really are. Whether you like to understand this and accept it, that's irrelevant. Now, as a child, okay, you're not going to sit there and say, oh, okay, I don't need a dad. Mommy will be mother and father. Okay? It's not a alternative. Okay? It's one of those things that you're just making do with what you have. It's not a substitute. Okay? So the whole idea of, dad not being there, okay, mom, you can pick up the slack, but it's never on some, I'm just going to completely cover what he's supposed to do so I can be both. That's impossible. So as a child, yes, you may get used to it, you may accept it. But if you had your choice, right, they would opt to have a mother and a father, both for young boys and young girls. It is what it is. So the second a quality dude walks into your life, mind you, the women say you don't need a father for their kids, but I can almost guarantee you're going to be looking for a man who can handle a family. It is what it is. Just because you're not looking for a father for your children doesn't mean you're going to go date whoever. You're still going to go out and try to date a responsible man who can hold down a family. It is what it is. So what's going to happen? Are you going to keep your kids from him forever? No. Right? It is what it is. It's part of the territory. If you don't like it, that's why, as a brother, if you're not trying to deal with it, don't deal with it. But the kids will be a factor. I understand initially, you may not be involved with the kids, but after you've known somebody for so long, is it really going to be one of those relationships where I only see you but not the kids? No. Right? There's going to be times where you guys do group stuff together. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. Right? Now, do you think those kids are going to build a bond with you? Yes, they are. They're going to look to you. Right? They're going to like, your company, especially if you're a pretty chill, easygoing guy who actually gives a fuck. They're going to value the time you guys spend together. They're going to look towards you. Right, they're going to look to you. Hey, they're going to look for your approval. They're going to look for your words of encouragement. It is what it is. It's natural. They seek that. You can't fault a child or even, a preteen for doing so. They want that. They need that. They desire that. Even now, most of the kids that I'm working with, I'm going to be real with you, don't have a father whatsoever. Right? And a lot of them just need a male person to say, hey, you did a great job. Somebody that they view as a man. And that will happen automatically. And for a lot of women, y'all not understanding this, especially when the actual the biological father isn't necessarily there. Like I said, yeah, it's different. Don't get me wrong. It's different when mommy and daddy aren't together, but the father is still involved. So they see him, steadily. He handles his business. So he's still there to provide for them emotionally, not just financially, but he's still there. So when that child or children needs that sort of fatherly sort of love, they still have that. But in terms of the black community, that's not what's going on. The father is nowhere to be found. So there's, thousands upon millions of, young black boys and black girls who are seeking some sort of male appreciation, some sort of love. Right? And for the women, like I said, the single mothers, y'all not understanding that. So you can sit up there and say, oh, I'm not looking for a father for my kids, but your kids aren't saying that. And the worst thing a brother could do, or just any man, is to, come into a child's life and, things don't work out and you bail. So for a lot of brothers, part of it is like, man, I don't want to necessarily be another reason to why this kid may have a fucked up life. I get involved, but it doesn't work out, but that kid's attached. I don't know if I want to do that. Apart from maybe the dude just doesn't really care for kids, or it's not his thing, but in terms of the ones who really care, it's a tough situation. And like I said, it's funny because women say you're not looking for, a father figure, but you're going to choose a man that can potentially hold down a family. Especially if you're thinking about remarrying and then having more children. So what are you going to do? Say, you're only going to be a father to the kid we have together, but I'm going to keep my other kids separated from you. I'm going to keep them caged off so they can't interact with you. No, the second they see you, the second they interact with you, the second they sit down and eat dinner with you, go out to the movies with you, they're going to make that connection because they want to. And like I said, you can't fault that child for that. And for a lot of decent black men, we know that's going on. So it's one of those things where I'm not going to put myself in a position where I have some kid make some emotional bond, right? But I know me and the mom may not work out, or I'm just not ready to handle that sort of situation. Because, like I said, whether you like it or not, he is going to be the father. He is going to be there by default. Yes, there's a shortage of family-oriented, mentor type of black men in the black community. So there's nothing you can say, there's nothing you can do to avoid that from happening. It will happen. So what's the purpose of this video? Well, it's something that hasn't been said at all. A lot of the times, the single mothers want to be selfish and act like they have everything under control, and they always forget about what their children are looking for. Like I said before, when we got to college, it was open season for the chicks who didn't have a father figure in their life, or even like that older brother sort of, presence in her life. It was open season because they're looking for that sort of gratitude. The young black boys, what do? They go off and join the gang, or, they go off and start wilding out. Why? Because the older men, right, who are up to no good are exploiting them. They're the fake pseudo daddy, right? So what happens? It's inescapable. Right, I'm not saying that it's gonna, make things easier, but I think overall, if the single mothers understood what's going on, they could have a better outlook on life. Like I said, at the end of the day, what hurts a lot of single mothers is the whole idea of kids and the man not being able to say, I'm starting my family from scratch. That's very big. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to put that under the back burner. I struggle with that myself. But what hurts y'all is your mentality. How you think, how you carry yourself. It's not just the kids, unfortunately. It's how you conduct yourself. How you view life. A lot of it is off. You're not the shit. Same thing can be said for a single father. A single father can think that he's being, the dad and the mom, but the kids will gravitate towards any woman, any decent woman he brings home, or who, he gets involved with, because they're going to want and seek that motherly sort of love. It is what it is. You're not going to say, I'm going to start a new family with this girl, but I only want her to be the mother type of person for our kids, not for the kids that I had before. It doesn't work that way. Especially if the mother, the original the biological mother, she's just not around whatsoever. She's just a no-show. She just bailed. So this is very important for y'all to really sit down and understand. Y'all take it easy. Tell me how you feel. I'm really eager to hear what you guys have to say about this one. God bless.